Vlog number 2 of the day. Literally just said like 1 minute ago that I had to head back because I was a busy man, but it turns out I still got 40 minutes, before I have to do something. So yeah, I'm gonna record another vlog, and we're gonna be talking about time management in this one. So the first idea with time management is that there's no such thing as time management, because we all get 24 hours a day. None of us have more time than any other person. It's what we use with the time, right? Like how we use our time. It's more so activity management than it is time management, okay? Because we cannot manage time. None of us can give ourselves more time. None of us can speed up the process of time going by. None of us can slow it down. So therefore, we do not have the ability to manage time, but we do have the ability to manage our activity. And that's what we want to focus on. Man, my phone screen is getting all wet and stuff, but this is a waterproof phone, so I'm good. So I'm gonna teach you how to manage your time. I'm gonna give you some, what is it called? Some methods, I guess, to, practice good time management. I'm just gonna continue to say time management throughout the vlog, even though I just said there's no such thing, just because it's a familiar term and you guys understand what it means. So time management, one of the things that I do is making a list. You have to make a list of the things that you need to get done, and I do this every night before I go to sleep. So I have 2 whiteboards in my room, and the one on the left I have a to-do list, and basically it contains the 6 most important things that I have to do throughout the day. Now this method was developed by, I forgot the guy's name exactly, but it was a guy in like the 1900s, and he was working with a guy named Charles M. Schwab. Now this guy Charles M. Schwab worked directly under Andrew Carnegie, which was the richest man in the world, and Charles M. Schwab became a millionaire himself working under Andrew Carnegie. And so Charles M. Schwab wanted to find a way to be more effective in his business and like have his business and like his employees be more effective. So he went to some guy, I forgot the guy's name, maybe I'll put it up on the screen, but he went to him for some advice or whatever. And so the guy told him that this is what he does. He writes down the 6 most important things that he needs to do throughout the next day, and he does it at night, and he writes them, for the next day. So for example, for me personally, like maybe I'll put like record video and then edit video, number 2, and then number 3, I don't know, do this or that, anything related to YouTube. It's always different, or like stream, things like that. So, but obviously whatever you do is going to be different. Like I'm a YouTuber, so my tasks are different than yours who are watching the video. Maybe you're in school and you have to read a book, or you have to, write an essay or whatever. But what they do is that, or the method, you have to write the 6 most important things you have to do throughout the day, and you write them in order from most important to least important. So if my highest priority task is to record a video for the day, because that's the most important thing I have to get done, then I'll write that at the number 1 spot, record video. And then anything after that is going to be less important than the previous one. And you just knock them out. As soon as you get done with one, you just get straight to the next one, and straight to the next one, and straight to the next one, and then you find yourself done with the list. You can increase your effectiveness by a large margin doing this, okay? Because you just have exactly what you need to do right there in front of you, and there's no reason to think about anything. You just get straight to work when you have everything right there in front of you, and you just do it until it's done. So the highest priority task that you have, you start it, and you don't stop doing it until it's completed. And you do the same thing for the next one and for the next one. Like, you don't take these little breaks in between unless it's a huge project you got to work on. Then that's okay. But if you have just regular tasks, like, just start it until it's complete. Just start from start to finish. Don't do anything in between. Just start it, work on it, finish it, and move on to the next one. That helps you increase effectiveness. I've been using this for a while now, and it helps, to know exactly what you have to do. Because the reason you write your stuff at night before you actually wake up is because when you wake up, you don't have to think about anything. You can just get straight to work. So when I wake up, obviously, morning routine, you're like showering and, brushing your teeth and stuff. After that, straight to work. I have everything right there in front of me on my whiteboard, and I don't need to ask any questions or think about what I need to do, because I have everything right there in front of me. So there's no wasting time. That's the thing. When it comes to this management stuff, you don't want to waste any time, because time is very precious if we don't get that back. Here's an idea. The most successful people, they value their time more than people who are average, or people who don't really amount to anything, or don't live, you know, the lifestyles that we want, is because they don't value their time enough. And the most successful people, they look at time in this way. So the average person, they'll see time, they think of time and they think of maybe days, right? Or days or weeks. But the more successful person would think of their times in hours. Maybe they put more attention on each hour. Each hour is more important. And then even the more successful person thinks of their time in minutes, like every single minute, like every last minute. So the more successful you are, the more you value each little minute. The less successful you are, the more you tend to think of your time in like your days, weeks, months, like, you know, longer stretches of time. But the more successful people think about their times in the little increments. So the minutes, you know, every minute is vital. Every minute I have to get this done. Every minute is crucial. I cannot waste any time. No minutes, no seconds. You know, I can't do that. And that's how they think. This is how self-made millionaires think. This is not something I'm making up, okay? This is how they actually think. So start to value that time each minute. Like, what can you be doing? You could be getting a lot of things done in that time. So for me, I'll give you an example. I'll be editing a video, right? And after I'm done editing the video has to render, because I have to obviously convert it to a format where I can upload it to YouTube. And in that time that it takes to render, depending on how long the video is, will determine how long it takes to render. But I can't do anything really in that time. Like, either I could just watch a YouTube video on my phone or just chill, or I can start making the thumbnail. So that's what I do. When the video is rendering, I start making the thumbnail. And as I've gotten better with Photoshop, you know, my thumbnails take longer to make because I'm putting more detail into it. I'm trying to make it, you know, perfect as I can make it. And so maybe the thumbnails take longer and the video finishes rendering while I'm making the thumbnail. If I'm still working on the thumbnail and I notice that the video renders, or if it finishes rendering, then I start to upload it on YouTube. And so now it's uploading while I'm still making the thumbnail. You see like how I'm like doing all these things at once. Like, it's not, and multitasking, it's not really multitasking because it's working in the background, but it's using your time most effectively. Like, I could just wait till the video finishes rendering and then start making a thumbnail, but why would I do that when I could just start working on it right there while it's rendering, you know? So you got to make the most use of that little time you got, because all that time is very important. Another thing to think about here is, you want to, when you have tasks that you have to get done, there's a method of shortening the amount of things that you have to do. And basically it has to do with, you know, your highest priority task. You always want to be first off working on the most important thing, you know, that's going to have the highest payoff result. Okay, that's the best thing for you to do at any time, is to work on the highest payoff task. Okay, but if you have lower tasks that are of less value, that are not as important, you either want to delegate them or eliminate them. Delegate meaning you hand it off to somebody else. Can you do this for me? So for me, example, I'm not at this point yet, but one day I am going to get to this point where I can just have someone edit videos for me or create thumbnails for me. These are, you know, they're important things, but I can save myself time and work on something else, be doing something else while someone else does that for me. Now, right now, I don't do that because A, I don't have the funds to be paying some dude, you know, every thumbnail, every video to edit my stuff. And B, I don't really want to. I kind of want to make my own stuff for now. I like making my own stuff and editing my own stuff, you know, and I want to get better at it too. So I want to get practical, hands-on experience with editing and you know, Photoshop and stuff, so I could just know. And so you learn best through experience. So that's why I make my own stuff, and I always have. But one day in the future, when I start to, I guess, branch out into other, you know, ways to earn money, I guess, besides YouTube, and I won't have as much time on my hands, and maybe I just want to record videos and then, you know, do something else, like something else completely outside of YouTube, and I don't have that much time, I can pay somebody to edit, to make my thumbnails, and then that's time off my hands, because it takes a while to do that stuff, you know, especially making a good quality video. It takes a while to do that stuff, so I can do that in the future, right? So that's delegating. Eliminating, just find something that doesn't really matter and just completely cut it out and just don't do it. Because if it's not paying out much for you, there's no reason for you to do it. You know, just completely eliminate it and just don't even work on it. Big distraction for, you know, people nowadays is their phone or their computer, whatever. Now, I know a lot of us, especially nowadays with online school, like everything is done online, and so it's hard to not get distracted, but you have to discipline yourself. Napoleon Hill calls self-discipline the master key to riches. You need to discipline yourself to not get distracted on social media, or whatever it is that you're on that's taking away time from what you're supposed to be working on, because the most successful people, they're not getting distracted by those things. Okay, and if you're getting distracted by those things, there's only one reason why, is because it's not important enough to you to succeed. That's it. It's as simple as that. It's not important enough for you to succeed, because if it was, would you really be getting distracted by it? Would you let yourself get distracted by something that's unimportant? No, you wouldn't. Because if it's more important for you to succeed than it is to be on social media, then you're not going to be on social media. Or you might go on there real quick, but you'll get off. Or maybe the thought will come into your mind, okay, I shouldn't be on here, let me just get off. And that's not a good thing, man. Eric Thomas says, you got to want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe. Okay, when you get to the point where all you want to do is be successful as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. That's what he says. Okay, so understand that right there. That's one of my favorite quotes I've heard like in my life. You got to want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, not as bad as you want to eat. No, because you can go days, weeks without eating, but you cannot go 6 minutes without breathing. I think it is 6 minutes. So you gotta want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe. Okay, so if you have that mentality, you're not gonna get distracted. You're not gonna waste your time on some social media or some whatever BS that you're giving your time to getting distracted. Like, you got to get your stuff done. Get it done, get it done, get it done. Especially once you have the list to work from, like, you know exactly what to do. There's really no downtime. There's no downtime, because you know all the things you need to do, and then boom. Now, if you have a list and you happen to not get them done throughout the day, whatever was at the bottom of the list, you just put it at the top of the list for the next day, and then you start working on the list again. And the thing with the list, if you're done with all your tasks, then maybe you can give yourself a little bit of time to chill. Okay, I think we all need some time to chill. We don't want to just go our foot on the gas pedal 100 miles per hour and just completely burn ourselves out. But we do want to be very serious about what we want, and we want to take it very seriously. We don't want to waste any time. We don't want to do that, because we're not getting that back, remember. So yeah, just be serious about what you want. Once you are done with the list and you really don't have anything else that you can work on, there's probably always something you could still work on after that, even if it's not that important. Because like I said, you're making the 6 most important things. After you're done with the 6 most important things, maybe there's something you can work on that is going to help you a little bit, but it's not that important that you work on it right now. Maybe do that for the meantime, or you can give yourself a little bit of time to chill and then work on it, So that's really all there is to it, man. If I have some extra free time on my hands and I catch myself doing something that's not really that important, I say, well, let me do this instead. This is like, maybe I can edit a vlog right now, because I record a lot of these things, and sometimes it gets like too much in my phone, and I have to like edit them, or else it'll pile up too much. And I say, let me just edit these vlogs. Let me knock all these out right now. That's what I do. I do them all in bulk. If I have like a bunch of vlogs to edit, let me just edit all these right now. Boom, boom, boom. And and then get those out, upload those, and just schedule them to drop at a certain time. It feels so good to get like a bulk of work done, and to just have it ready to schedule, like to drop at a certain time. That feels great, man, to be ahead of the schedule like that. So yeah, that's my tips on time management. But yeah, so thank you for watching. Hope the video helped, and catch you guys in the next vlog. Peace out.